Good afternoon, folks. It's Freddy Vazquez. This is Basement Politics Unfiltered.
Freddy wins.
Good afternoon, folks. It's Freddy Vazquez. Basement Politics Unfiltered. This is your afternoon lunch break, news break. Let's discuss the race in District 15. Mama Bear spotted in District 15. Good afternoon, folks. I'm Freddy Vazquez. This is Basement Politics Unfiltered. This afternoon, I want to talk about the race in District 15. Also, give a little information about recent endorsements by the Yonkers Democratic Committee. Just recently, Attorney Mark Fang had announced that he was running for Westchester County Legislator for District 15. The head of the Yonkers Human Rights Commission and attorney decided to throw his hat in the ring. That surprised me, but it let me know that the Spano-Jarrett machine once again were putting their agenda over loyalty. Before the incumbent Republican James or Jimmy Nolan won the seat for District 15, it had been occupied by Bronxville resident named Ruth Walter. Ruth, a Democrat, was and is hated by the Spano-Jarrett team, and they wanted her out. So they tapped Jimmy Nolan to be the guy to take out Ruth. Why Nolan? Nolan is seen as a hardworking leader in the community with a tragic story. Sadly, the Nolans would suffer a loss due to gun violence. This, like the passing of my sister, drove Nolan to want to make change in the community. He began by starting the Michael Nolan Foundation in honor of his brother, Michael Nolan. And obviously, he worked hard to keep his brother's memory alive, right? Wanting to get Ruth out to gear up and take over the Westchester County Democratic Party, the Spano-Jarrett machine saw an opportunity to use Nolan to get Ruth Walter out. It's all part of their political strategy. And if it's not like identity politics where they use someone, a Latino or a Black person, a woman, right? They like to use individuals that have stories that people can empathize with, right? And that's one of the things they said to me when they spoke to me and I told them about my story. They said, wow, you have an incredible story. You ever consider running for politics? And I didn't. And at the time, I definitely did not think about running for politics at all, right? And they have something or a name for it. When you get votes based on a story that you may have in your life that people can feel empathy and sympathetic for, and it's called the sympathy vote. That's what they call it, the sympathy vote. In the end, Nolan would be successful and become the legislator for District 15. Now, the next step was to gain leverage over Nolan to assure that he would do as they say, right? Once they have candidates in position, if they don't already have some kind of leverage over them, they like to get leverage over them so that that way they will do as they say. You have to do this. Come on, we did this for you. Remember, so you have to do this for us, right? So they gave him what he wanted in order for them to get what they wanted. He was transferred over to sanitation where he would work less hours and earn more money. This upset a lot of people who saw it as a patronage job and part of the nepotism system that exists here in the city of Yonkers. However, even with the new job and job for the other Nolans, Jimmy could not be completely contained. I personally like Nolan. I do. I personally like James Nolan. I've had several conversations with him. I know him. I met him, right? And he seems as someone that wants to really do the right thing and make a positive impact in the community. However, that at times can conflict with the machine that's behind him and supporting him politically. They don't like it when he writes letters to the state, especially about zoning changes, which he recently did, right? He wrote about some zoning changes that were being proposed here. And so he didn't like that. And he sent them a letter. But that is not okay, right? That interferes with the developers' plans. And the developers have a relationships with the Spanos, obviously, through Nick Spano's Empire Strategic Planning. So that in my opinion, is the reason why they got Mark Fang and tapped him to run on the Democratic ticket. And they wanted to put their support behind him to ultimately get Nolan out and get him to be the guy. They may have gotten away with it if it wasn't for the fact that I believe that Donna Nolan watches the podcast and understood what was happening after I spoke about it. After I mentioned Mark Fang, announcing that he wanted to run now, essentially against Jimmy Nolan, right? So as a result, from sources that have reached out to me this morning, reliable sources, I hear that Donna Nolan called the mayor, who she supported for a fourth term. She called him right up and gave him an earful, I'm sure. I would imagine that the conversation went a little something like this. Look, Mike, are you kidding me? After all the support my family has given you? Donna, right? Mike, I'm sorry. The guy wanted to run, right? What could I do? But let me see what I can, let me see what's going on here. Let me make some calls and I'll get back to you, right? And then, boom, all of a sudden, Mark Fang announces that he's withdrawing from the race. What was it, like not even a week? He announced last Friday, I believe. So that was very surprising when I first heard that. I said, what's going on, right? Mark announces he's dropping out. Now, that's just my strong opinion based on information that I got, right? I believe that, Mark Fang was put in there because they just didn't like the fact that Nolan sometimes was a bit of a rebel. He would be criticized at times for doing different things. I hear that he was working one day. He was on the back of a garbage truck, and he was also on his phone trying to vote in a meeting, right? So, I guess that's dangerous. And he viewed that as somebody that's just working hard, right? And this is what I mean about James Nolan. He truly, genuinely wants to do the right thing. And sometimes, I think that makes him a target. And so they got pictures of this. I hear the Democrats took some video and pictures of him hanging off the back of the truck while he's in this meeting, like a Zoom meeting. And, they're saying, hey, dude, that's a bit dangerous. You can fall off, right, in the middle of a meeting. So, I think they're holding that for this election, and they were going to probably put it out there when if Mark Fang were to have won the primary and would have gone against Jimmy, they would have probably put that out there, right? So again, I personally like Jimmy. I like what he's done. He has done some things in the community before he was even elected. He was working hard, and yes, there are certain things that we can fault him on, right? And some people may have an issue with the fact that he was transferred over to DPW, got more money, is working less hours, but he works hard, right? And he has good intentions. And I don't know Ruth Walters. I never met Ruth Walters. I know Jimmy's out in the community. I've seen him in the community. He's very visible. He is reachable. He didn't get back to me, though. I wanted to meet with you, Jimmy. And, you didn't get back to me. You said you had a lot going on, I guess. And I know you do. But, that's just something you got to work on. But I believe if Jimmy Nolan can break away from the, dark, negative machine that's behind him and be his own guy and be independent, he will do a great job as a Democratic legislator. And by the way, Jim is a Republican, right? So that's just my opinion. And you may disagree with me, but that's just what I feel. Because again, I think his heart is pure. He has he wants to do the right things. He has good intentions, but it's difficult here in the city of Yonkers to really do the right thing when you have a powerful force in control that has an agenda. And if you conflict with that agenda, you're just not going to get, very much, traction behind what it is that you're trying to do. And so I think that's where Jimmy has the issue sometimes. A lot of his family members have gotten jobs. Donna Nolan, I hear, is very strong, very vocal. She has a lot of influence within City Hall. She has supported the mayor. She was there at the meetings with the signs and stuff, which I was surprised because they're Republicans. The mayor's a Democrat, although the mayor was a Republican. He's still pretty much a Republican, or he's a Spanocrat. I guess he created his own party, to which a lot of people are members of. But, so she will, I believe that she will call the mayor up. She has that relationship with him, and she will say, hey, Mayor, I see what's going on here. All right. You're not going to put this Mark Fang guy up against my boy to try and take him out. What's the issue? Hey, my guy is doing a good job, and he is. He's doing, he's working hard. It's just he doesn't get, a lot of traction because of the lack of support. And the Republican Party, they're done. They're like they don't have any real power. They don't have any real influence, so they can't come and support, Jimmy. He needs the Spanos really to have a real machine because the Republicans have no machine. Their machine is the Spano machine, right? You have the high up guys that are really Spano loyalists. And so they've destroyed the Republican Party. So, and again, I'm a Democrat. And so you would think I say, oh, yeah, vote for Mark Fang, vote for Ruth Walter. But I don't want to say that because it's not about party. We shouldn't make it about party. We should make it about color, right? This has gotten us in trouble. We should make it about the person. What have they done? What are they doing? Their character, their intentions, right? And so I don't know, again, I don't know Ruth Walter. I haven't really seen that out there in the community. I have seen Jimmy in the community. I have seen Jimmy at events really promoting things, trying to get some things done. And so again, I think with a little bit more polishing and getting away from that negative political, machine, he could be even more of a great county legislator, at some point. So just something to consider, County Legislator Nolan. Again, I do like you. I have respect for you. That's my opinion. My choice would be Nolan in this entire race simply because I know Nolan. Mark Fang is a Spano guy. He's the part of that whole system. Yeah, we could kind of say the same about James Nolan, but that's just, he needs that support, right? And that's his way in. So James, if you could break away from that, be independent, be strong, be true to your values, what you want to do, and be positive, make positive impact. Don't let anyone stop you, right? Make some noise. I think you'll do a great job, and you'll have my support, if that means anything, right? So there you go. That's Mark Fang at the top there. Again, no longer a candidate in the race. That's Ruth Walters below. And again, Ruth Walters, I don't know her. I don't want to say anything negative about her. I just feel that as an elected official, you have to engage the community. You have to be out in the community. You have to be visible. You have to be vocal. You have to be out there championing for something. And I don't hear much from Ruth. I don't. I just learned about Ruth because of this election and James and everything that was going on. And, she's being called a racist, which I don't believe that she's a racist. I don't, James Nolan's been called the same. I don't believe that. I don't know. I have to see it for myself. One thing I learned in life, folks, is not to judge people based on what others say. You have to have your own experience. It's just my opinion. It should only be about the person, what can they do for the city, and not just promises while running. Absolutely. And that is why it's important to look at the track record of these individuals. And I say that we have candidates now in the mayoral election, that have been in office, right? The mayor, 12 years. Corazon, how long she's been in there? Since 2019, right? And so we know that they have a track record. We see what they are about or what they're not about. And that's what we should be basing it at. And, I was thinking about this the other day, yesterday, and I said, we should really it should be like a sports arena. You know how they have brackets, and they should do like a tournament of debating tournament, right? And that's what we should base our decision on, right? We should watch debates between the candidates and see who we think would be the best. Based it, also consider what they've done, who they are, their track record, their history, and then what they have to say. And they all should have to debate, because I would love to debate each and every one of them. 1000%. And since you did not come on my show, hopefully I'll get an opportunity to do so. And we can then, actually get to talking, right? Everything has to be run by Boss Tweed. Nicky Boy and his palm needs to be greased before he'll sign off on anything. Yeah, they run the show. They run everything. And this is why we need change. This is why we need to come out and vote for change. You can only sign for one person. Don't just sign for anyone who comes knocking on your door. It's time for change. And I'm going to be reaching out to some people, and I'm serious about this, folks. I'm going to give it a hard push. I'm not, doing this for any other reason than I want to see change. I want to bring some positive things to the community. I want to focus on our young members of this community, our youth, our educational system. I would like to consider the possibility of, maybe opening up another charter school for the kids of Yonkers. I want them to have opportunities and options. right? We have to focus on education, but first we must root out the corruption. That is what keeps everything from progressing the way it should. And what we have now is just a bunch of developments. That's all the changes that we have seen, folks. So think about it. Think about it. They're pushing people out. They're pushing businesses out. How many businesses have been forced closed here in the city of Yonkers? You have local businesses having to shut down, having to lay off their workers, people losing jobs. No jobs have been brought to the city. The bus depot is now being pushed out. Hundreds of jobs for a park that cost the city $13 million just for the land. And now they have to spend money to build this park. But it's not for us. It's for the developments that are going to go up there. The ones that were recently approved, Ginsburg Developments building them. And they're all connected. They go back years. Ginsburg hired James Sertivo, consultant, goes back years. In fact, I just learned that James Sertivo, the registered sex offender who's a consultant for Ginsburg, who's very close to Nick Spano, got into politics at the age of 17 as a campaign consultant for a mayoral campaign or election that was happening in the early 70s. And then he himself ran for mayor of the city of Yonkers when he was just 22 years old. Just 22 years old. So the guy's been involved and connected, and they say he's the guy that gets things done. And that's why Ginsburg hired him. But he's a registered sex offender who got off easy because of some information Nick Spano knew on the judge, according to very good information. And so these individuals have been tied to this. So, we have to think, what are they really doing here in the city, and who is it for? Everyone's affected. It doesn't matter your color. Doesn't matter your color. You're being affected. It doesn't matter the side of the city that you live on. You're being affected, and not in a positive way, right? So you have to think about this. MGM Grand and Casino and the hotel that they want to bring over there to the raceway. Think about what's going to happen when that goes up. The changes that are going to happen. We have to think about this. We have to see exactly. They don't tell us about the increased traffic. They don't tell us about the negative side effects of these developments. They just paint this, we're going to get money from the casino. What did that do so far, right? And then again, Nick Spano represents MGM Grand through his company, Empire Strategic Planning. That works against us. The mayor's brother represents one side, right? And the mayor is representing us. Nick Spano represents the casino. Mike Spano, his brother, represents us. What do you think is going to happen? Who's going to get the best deal? Is it going to be us, the people? I don't think so. I don't think so. We have to think about that. So we need new leadership. We need someone new to go in there that's not connected to Empire Strategic Planning. It's not going to care if Nick Spano gets upset because we squeeze him for every penny that we deserve. Have to think about that. Okay, we definitely have to think about that. He was part of the Vazquez campaign back in the day. Yeah, he was. He definitely was. And Nicholas Vazquez was the mayor who became the youngest mayor when he was elected. He served one term. He lost for his reelection. He was going to run again, and then according to the reports, he committed suicide over at the Oakland Cemetery in front of his dad's grave. And what's crazy is that I know the person that lives in the house he lived in, which is right by the cemetery. Right. And my dad is buried there as well. It's it's very strange. Endorsements. I want to go over endorsements really quick. The Yonkers Democratic Committee has endorsed candidates, and they're excited. Did you see Shanae Williams? She's super excited about the endorsement from the Yonkers Democratic Party or Committee, as if they weren't going to endorse you, Shanae. They are the ones that are running you against Chris Johnson. They are, dare I say, corrupt. Folks, our Democratic Party here does not represent the Democrats, okay? They are controlled. Tom Meyer is the chairman. His son is a vice chair. And they are very close to the Spanos. Tom Meyer is not going to do anything that Mayor Spano does not want. And he's going to do everything that he wants. So those endorsements, in my opinion, mean nothing. And if you're getting it, it to me shows that you are probably a part of that system, if anything else. I could be wrong, but Shanae Williams got the endorsement over Chris Johnson, the incumbent, right? I don't get it. So also Shatika Parker got the Democratic endorsement, and I was surprised. I thought Deanna Robinson was going to get that endorsement for District 1. but it was Shatika Parker, which my mind was surprised, my brain was surprised, but not my guts. My gut tells me something, over there. I don't know what's going on in District 1 there, but she got the Yonkers Democratic endorsement as well. Tasha Diaz got it, not Hector Santiago. They're going to go after Hector Santiago pretty hard, Hector. So be ready for that. If you have any information, want to give it to me, and I'll help you out. But be prepared for that, Hector. They're going to come after you. And also, rumor has it that Karen Beltran has filed to become a candidate for mayor, a mayoral candidate. But wasn't she just appointed city court judge by Mike Spano? I'm not sure. I have to verify that, but this is what I'm hearing. She's definitely a Spano loyalist. Her treasurer is Gene Tickle. Gene Tickle was appointed to the planning board sometime last year and is also the granddaughter of a real estate developer, a successful real estate developer in Yonkers. They own the Grayston over there, 1080 Warburton, where Michael Sabatino used his ill-gotten taxpayer money to buy an apartment there. That's right. So she was appointed. I talked about it back then. She's a political insider, social elite, all right, and she's being named to the planning board. She's part of all the investment real estate stuff going on. She is the treasurer for Karen Beltran, but I'm hearing that she filed to become a candidate for mayor. Why? That's interesting. That's very interesting. Are they trying, what happened? Corazon isn't enough. Now you need Karen Beltran. Is it because you don't think that Corazon is going to, or maybe there's a possibility that she could lose that support based on information that's going to be coming out or already coming out? Did you guys see the picture of Corazon picking her nose? I didn't share that first. That's already out there. So I just put it up. She's got her finger all up her nose. And the page that it's on, the website, the people that created it, they're residents in her district from a tenants association. And they're wondering if this is really the right person for mayor. I posted the link up there. You can go on the webpage and check it out. And this is just what I mean, folks. We have to get someone that is, respectable, person with integrity, has good character. It has a track record of getting things done. It's not just been in politics and, making a living off taxpayer money. That's not what we need, right? With no experience, hasn't done much, hasn't made any real decisions, hasn't cleaned up her district. She's focused mainly on Ludlow Park. That's it, because of all the developments there. She said nothing about that bus depot being pushed out, where over 100 jobs are potentially being lost. A lot of Hispanics. They may not be able to follow the bus depot wherever it goes to open back up. And how long is it going to take? It's going to take time for them to open back up. Can people wait without a job, or will they have to try and find something else? So it's a big inconvenience for over 100 people simply because they wanted a park in your district. And you didn't say anything about it. You don't care. You want them to put Leno Spano Park, right? You want that right across from 132 Fernbrook. You said nothing. You kept quiet. Corazon. Moranti, same thing. You guys kept quiet. You've been there forever, said nothing. Everybody asks, where's the money? Where's the money? Where's the money? Where's the money? It's one of the biggest questions that we have here in the city of Yonkers. Moranti, of all people, you should know. You should know. But if it's true, what sources are telling me, you are part of the problem. You are a part of the problem. You help kind of make it look good. The books help make the books look good. But you've had a falling out with them in recent years. Something going on there. I'm telling you, folks, something. Freddy, this is a much bigger picture than you think. The mob is running the show in local, city, towns, villages, state, and government. The only way to take the dominoes down is to get the president job. The president of the United States, even that may not be able to get their job done. But yeah, folks, so that's just some information there I wanted to put out there. Really quick, I didn't mention this when I spoke about Macy's, the Municipal Housing Authority. I just thought it was interesting. The Board of Commissioners, James Landy. I believe he's the brother of the deputy mayor. And correct me if I'm wrong. Lawrence Sansone, vice chair. He is the father of Steve Sansone. And they're pushing him out. And I forgot who was they pushing him out for. Jeez, I forgot the name. They're pushing him out for another insider. They want to get your dad out, Steve. It's messed up. Joan Dearlin, not sure who she is. I've not heard her name, but I definitely have heard, oh, that's who they're pushing her out for. Steve, I hear they're pushing your dad out for Denise. And Denise is well known. Her name has come up a lot. Was recently mentioned on one of my podcasts and post. So, folks, if you don't know, go find out. Check out my page. It's somewhere there. People have been talking about this Denise person. She makes $183,000 a year. $183,000 a year. Doing what exactly? That's unbelievable. But I hear that they're wanting to replace Steve's dad as the deputy commissioner, Lauren Sanson, for Denise. And Denise has a good chance. She's got a lot of support. By the way, I also heard that they wanted to run Vinny Spano for mayor, but it doesn't look good for Vinny. And that is actually why the mayor's running again. They were hoping to run Vinny Spano. His wife wants to be the first lady. Bad. But it doesn't seem like that's going to happen. The Spano family and, the city clerk's wife, she operates. So you got to cool it down. You're too aggressive. Can't be knocking people's teeth out and all that. You know what I'm saying? You got to cool it down. And so we need change, folks. I'm Freddy Vazquez. Petition season starts on Tuesday. Folks, I'm going to be having a meeting. If you're interested in joining this historic movement, making change, let's make history here, folks. Let's make some real change. At this point, what do we have to lose? All those that want change, what do we have to lose? And we must come together to be united under or behind one person in order for us to be successful. We must unite under one person to be successful. And I hope that I am that person. I'm Freddy Vazquez, Basement Politics Unfiltered. Thank you, folks. I got to get back to the office. And I will be reaching out to some of you folks. Let's meet. Let's talk about it. And to those organizations, Indivisible and those other Hispanic organizations, you have to really consider where you're putting your support behind and your resources. Will it be wasted? You don't want to waste your resources. You want to win. I suggest you reconsider your strategy. That's all I'm saying. I'm Freddy Vazquez. I'm up out of here. Vinny made Cuomo look like an altar boy. Yonkers' version of Scandal. Hey, they saw We Are Hollywood on the Hudson. Hollywood on the Hudson. Yeah, we're going to definitely be a real a movie, a motion picture one day. But anyway, folks, I'm up out of here. I got to get back to my office. I appreciate you. I love you. Thank you for the support. I'm going to be out there saying hello to you. If you're a stranger, say hi back. Say hello. Say have a nice day. How you doing? Be blessed. Be well. Folks, I'm here for change, and I hope you are too.
Freddy wins.
All the seniors in the city of Yonkers, I appreciate you all. Thank you for everything that you have done, and you and you must be recognized and respected. And I'm here to make sure that the seniors of this city are respected, are treated well, and are given everything that they ask for because they deserve it. They are the reason why we are here. So shout out to the seniors and also shout out to our youth, to all the youth out there. I hope to be speaking with you guys soon. I'm doing some big things here in the city. And again, I'm going to be out there getting signatures. Please, you can only sign for one person. Vote for Freddy. Vote for change. I'm Freddy Vazquez. I will see you soon.
Freddy wins.
You're watching Basement Politics with my dad, Freddy Vazquez.
You're watching Basement Politics with my dad, Freddy Vazquez.
Freddy wins.
Thank you for watching Basement Politics with my husband, Freddy Vazquez.